Welcome to Inspirational Journeys, everyone. My name is Ann Harrison, and today kicks off two events in the month of April. First of all, you've got National Poetry Month. Second of all, you're kicking off the first Camp NaNoWriMo session of 2021. Let's start with Camp NaNoWriMo first. What is Camp NaNoWriMo? Well, of course, let's break it down even more basic for those of you who do not know. NaNoWriMo means National Novel Writing Month, which is held in November. But Camp NaNoWriMo is the smaller camp sessions in April and July where you can create your own goals. For example, November, you write 50,000 words in 30 days. In April, you can keep that goal, or you can drop it down to 20,000 words, 10,000 words, even 5,000 words if you think you're not going to have as much time to write. Or you can go 30,000 words, 40,000 words, whatever your goal is. It doesn't matter. You get to choose your goal, your word count goal this month, and then you set aside time to write every day. You create your project. Once you set your goal, you create your project, and then you're off and running. You update your word count every day or after every writing session. So my goal this month was 20,000 words. It is. I try to do that every month except November. November is 50,000 words. So for this camp, I'm doing two projects. I'm revising Shadow of Truth, and I'm working on my plot stitch method book, which is called The Plot Stitch, Crafting Your Story from Inspiration to Publication. And I'll be working on various chapters throughout the month as I do my revisions. So I will keep you guys updated on my word count on the NaNoWriMo site. So far today, I've written 1,001 words in finishing a character profile. So just little things like that. Anytime you write, track your words so that you can keep up with that and keep up with your word count goals. So now that we've talked about Camp NaNoWriMo, let's talk about National Poetry Month. During Camp NaNoWriMo, if poetry is your thing, if you like to write a poem a day or however many poems per day you can write those poems every day. Count those words. Eventually, hopefully in the July camp session or whenever they get a chance to add those back to the new site, you can choose to do words, lines, chapters, pages, hours, minutes, whatever your goal is. Well, no, chapters is not listed. I wish it was. But it's words, lines, pages, hours, minutes. And I think those are the only ones. I wish chapters were listed too, because to be quite honest with you, I would love to be able to do it by chapter, because especially during the revision process, because and even by scene, if I can do scenes, that would be awesome, because I'm working on designing scenes and writing character profiles as well. So we'll just have to see how that goes, and when they do change it, what comes of it. So yeah, that would be an interesting thing. Now for National Poetry Month, that's where your lines goal comes into. If you're writing poetry, you can set a number of lines. You used to be able to do this, and I think they're still working on doing this on the main NaNoWriMo site, but you used to be able to set a number of lines for the month. And that's where I would consider that would be poetry related, if that's what you were going to write. So you can work on anything during this time. Short stories, nonfiction, revisions, novels. You want to know the honest truth? I've even added words to some of my professional stuff. I'm not going to do that this time with this particular article, because some of it's going to be edited out. So I don't want to over extrapolate that, because I would have more negative words than I would positive possibly, but we would see. But anyway, so for National Poetry Month, I am going to read, let me share my screen here. I'm going to read a poem that I wrote a couple of weeks ago based on a prompt. And the picture, if you go look at my blog on my website, annwritesinspiration.com, you will see this poem. It's called The Dancing Hands of Time, and the picture is of a pocket watch with soldier emblem, if I remember the description correctly. Even if not, you can see it on the blog. But when I do go over there, I wrote that poem, and I could visualize an old man sitting in a rocking chair watching as time slips away. So let me share my screen. Okay. And here is the poem. Just bear with me. Okay, so this is the dancing hands of time. An old watch keeps time in my pocket. Does it show the time of the day, or spin away the remaining hours of a lifetime? With numbers big and bold, and hands covering the face of old, I take out my treasure and watch as the hours spin away. The second hand dances around the watch face as the minutes crawl on by. I'm hypnotized by the circular motion as I watch the hours fly into the abyss and the days of my life spin away. And that was the Dancing Hands of Time. So if you enjoyed that, please go and look for it on the blog so you can read it again. Or you can always come back and listen and watch later. Let me stop screen share. Okay, there we go. So now my challenge to you is to write a poem. You can write a poem a day, or you can write just a few poems depending on when poetry strikes you. But try to write your first poem in the month of April if you haven't done poetry before. If not, why not write a poem about the goals that you've set for Camp NaNoWriMo, or your writing goals for the month in general. So those are my challenges. And let me know of your progress if you decide to do the Camp NaNoWriMo session, because I would love to hear how your writing is coming along. So thank you guys for listening and watching. Thanks for joining Inspirational Journeys. And remember, your story matters. Happy writing, and God bless. Y'all take care, and I will see you next on Tuesday when I have a conversation with my special guest, M. Michelle DeRosier. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.